Okay, test. Um, Now let me have a look. Where's my fucking stream here? Well, okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, so I'm still trying to configure my stream such that it works decently. Now, welcome to another playthrough of Vagrant story. I already did a playthrough of this game some time ago. I think like 1 or 2 years ago. And in this case, I want to do a story playthrough and document it on Twitch, just to have all these videos going on. Now, here we start. If we wait at the main menu for a bit, we start with a hidden cutscene. Okay, so this first introduction cutscene just introduced some of our main characters and the VKP, the Valencian Knights of what are you called? Valendian Knights of the Peace, right? So, organization which more or less is something like, I guess, the CIA or something like that. And our main character, Ashley Wright, is an agent at this VKP, and he was sent to some dukes, like castle, to investigate some cult which took hostages there. But as we could see, the castle was started. There was a fire started there, and in this case, our main protagonist tries to use this distraction to infiltrate the castle to gather information. Okay, so I think I'm not gonna explain all the story. I'm just gonna go play through it, remark some important stuff, and maybe explain some of the crafting techniques and gameplay mechanics. Okay, let's start the game. Okay, so we can see the Duke's manor being burnt down, and we will pretty much start the game in a prologue, which can be skipped by pressing start. However, I obviously don't want to do that, mainly because there are also gameplay sections in this prologue, which of course are missable if you skip the cutscenes. Okay, so these guys are from an organization called Crimson Blades, which are more or less something like crusaders, which also act on their own on behalf of the Pope, I guess. And in this case, of course, there are some problems arising with a cult, the Millenkamp cult. So they also investigate this incident just for whatever reasons right now. So this is Guildenstern. More or less the head of these Crimson Blades, one of their main officers. I mean, as you can see, the graphics are extremely good for PS1 game. I mean, that shouldn't be something like astonishing, because it was one of the last few games for which were released for the PS1. but nevertheless the graphics are really good, extremely nice lighting effects. Also the sound and background music is extremely well done. However, a little problem with this emulator is that the sound is not that good, because the sound chip of the PS1 can't be emulated that well, I guess, something like that. Okay, so here we have some guys from the Millennium cult. On the right side we have Hardin, which is one of the main characters of the game. Not playable, but he plays a pretty big role in the plot. Okay, so apparently we were spotted. This introduces us to our first fight in the game. And here we have to fight 2 million cultists. So as you can see, the battle itself is active time, so I mean, now in this case I've paused it and I'm in this battle dome right here. This battle dome is used to like aim at certain parts of the enemy and to have a look how much damage one would do, which is indicated on the left hand side of the slash in the upper row. So for example here I'm aiming at the right arm of this Millennium cultist, which of course is a human target. And the damages that I'm dealing here, or the damage that I'm dealing here, is single target damage with an edged weapon. So more or less I'm cutting the enemy, and I'm dealing physical damage to a, as I said, human target. Now in the upper column, as I said, there's the body part that I'm aiming at, and the damage that the approximate damage that I will deal if I hit with a certain percentage, in this case 97% hit chance. So most of the time I'm just gonna, if the hit chance is relatively high, I'm just gonna look for the part with the most damage. Here in this case I'm just gonna use the body part, because first of all it has 100% accuracy, and the damage type or the approximate damage that I'm going to deal is also pretty high. So I'm gonna do that, and in this case I'll dealt 53 damage to his body, and another one, and he died. In this case it's probably the best to again aim at the body, and yeah, in this case he had the chance to get a hit in there, which didn't deal a lot of damage, so yeah. Another thing that I should explain right now, I guess, are the bars, the 3 bars in the left upper corner. So of course, HP and MP bars are pretty much self-explanatory. Something that is unique to this game is the risk bar. The risk bar, depending on how much combos you make, what weapon type you're wielding, or how good your weapon is, and more or less how many abilities you're using. The risk meter goes up. Also, it goes up if you're hit, and so the risk meter means the following, more or less exactly what it indicates: the risk in battle. So the higher this risk bar is, to a maximum of 100 points, the more likely it is that you miss a target. However, it is more likely to critically strike the target. Also, you take a lot more damage if your risk bar is high. So this means you should try to keep your risk bar as low as possible. This can be achieved by, for example, after a fight, just waiting for this risk meter to go down by itself, or also you could take some risk healing items, which we of course don't have right now, but we will gather some in the process of the game. Okay, so the second enemy also died, which means we will progress right now with the prologue. Of course, we have cinematically embedded credits right there in this prologue, more or less in a similar style. Yeah, I mean, it's not completely similar, but relatively similar style to the opening credits of Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PS1. Okay. So now, of course, we continue on with the prologue. My protagonist Ashley managed to infiltrate the Duke's manor. And here we also the game also introduces us to another main character of the game. We've seen his name already, which is Sidney. And of course, again, a character that I've already mentioned. So these just some moon camp cultists. But here we are going to see our main villain of some sort, Sidney Lostero, I think it's pronounced. Should be. Yeah, Lostero. And again, Hardin. Full name is John Hardin. Main or second in command of the Millenkamp cultists. Sidney's the first in command, more or less. Yeah, leader. I'm kinda tired. Okay. This is a pretty cool scene. It more or less shows what's so cool about our main character Ashley, and it also shows what's one of the many things that are cool about our main villain, Sydney. The first encounter. To be honest, I don't want to talk too much about the characters or their strengths or weaknesses, mainly because it would spoil a lot of the story. So I will just let the character development unfold itself. So here we have already seen some of the supernatural powers of Sydney. And we get thrown right into this first boss fight. Still, this is the prologue, but we have this boss fight here. And in this case we have a villain, which is also already pretty wounded. These like spells are stuck into his body, and now we need to dispose of it. In this case, so something that I'll mention right now, I guess, is that the tail of Wyverns is pretty vulnerable to edged weapons. However, I don't want to get over to his tail because it's relatively annoying to do so. In this case, I will just aim at its neck and try to damage it as good as possible. So, okay, I've intercepted it, fortunately, which means I can get another hit in there. Maybe I can do it again. Yes, I can. And I will try to hit its neck. Okay, and it's already dead. So, of course, this boss is extremely easy, mainly because of Prolog, where pretty much no single game mechanic is explained yet. It's just more or less to set the tone of the game. So as we can already see, Ashley, our main protagonist, is pretty powerful, it seems. Pretty well versed with weapons, with the usage of weapons. And one indication would be, yeah, well, he just disposed of a wyvern by himself. This wyvern was one of the main targets in the manor. So one of the main targets of the Crimson Blades, and more or less several of those guys couldn't bring this wyvern down, but Ashley did with relative ease. So more or less this was the prologue. Pretty epic. And now we will go on just a little more stuff before we can start the game, a little bit of story. But the prologue is over now. And something that I should mention is more or less the main plot of the game would be that our main protagonist is yeah, well, I think I don't want to tell you that stuff right now. It will come on its own, the story. So this is Duke Bardois, which apparently didn't die in the fire because he wasn't there in the first place. As you can see, a secondary resident. Okay, and this is something pretty morbid, to be honest. This Duke, just to cover up some more or less sorcery, some magic. He wants his first residence, where also his whole family is staying. He wants it to be burned down to cover up this incident. Yeah, so the Riskbreakers, the Valendia Knights of Peace. Our main character Ashley is one of them. Okay, Joshua, the Duke's son, which we have seen in the prologue, was taken by Hardin and Sydney. as you can see, Liamond is mentioned a lot here. And here it is introduced to us. Liamond is the main, like, what's it called? Scene of the game, the main scenery of the game, city, where most of the game takes place. Now we see Ashley and Callow Merlos, another or a informant for the Valendia Knights of Peace, chatting and trying to get into Liamond. Here they come from the Greylands, and okay. So these were reports are dated 1 week after the beginning of the game. They are told, I guess, by Callow Merlos. We'll just call them Merlos. And so apparently something happened in Liamond, and the VKP are trying to find out what happened at this incident, and our main character Ashley will be intertwined in this whole incident. Of course, Liamond was well known for its wines. So the nice thing about storytelling in this game is that it's not just simple exposition or something like that, but also real interactions between characters. So we've seen this smirk of Sydney, first of all, this showcases the graphical capabilities of the PS1. Second of all, it's just, yeah, such a nice detail for this character. It's, I don't know, it's just something that I need to disclaim right now. Is that I really love this game. I love pretty much every aspect of this game. So it can sometimes happen that I lose myself in praises for these games. For this, I apologize in advance. But I'm gonna try to play through the game as objectively as possible, just doing or just explaining gameplay stuff, a little bit of the plot, and yeah. Okay, so now the intro's over. This is the way we've come in. Fortunately, we can't get out there. I would have loved to see what the Greylands are like, but yeah. Here also we can see lighting of the game. Nice. Now we will delve a little bit into the wine cellar of Learmont. Now here we have found our first treasure chest, which just gives us a few items which can be used right now. So first of all, we have a weapon. With a weapon, there always comes a blade and a grip. If it's just a blade alone, then we don't have a usable weapon, of course, because we need a grip for it. And of course, a grip alone can't be used to deal damage. So, yeah, complete weapon always is a set of these two items, of at least these two items. Now a buckler, which is a shield, glove, and some usables. One which lowers risk, one which restores HP. Now we'll take these, and in the same breath I will explain shortly the item system. So our first weapon which we started was the Fandango. Now we've got a Tovarish. The Fandango is a sword, of course edged. Here we can see the class affinities of this weapon. In this case, the class is pretty bad against evil and slightly good against dragons. But yeah, these class types or these class affinities are not really that important for damage. What is more important is, first of all, the attack strength value down in the corner right here, which is 10 in this case. The Tovarish has a lower one with 9. So the higher this value is, the more damage we can deal. Then the next thing would be the affinities, elemental affinities. In this case, our weapon deals physical damage. As you can see, there are a lot of different types of elements which can be used against enemies. And so these elemental affinities are pretty important for damage. For example, if we encounter a fire elemental, then we would use water type damage to deal nice damage. Now the third column here would be the weapon type, which means Is it a blunt weapon? Is it an edged weapon, or does it pierce the target? In this case, of course, it's a sword. This means it is an edged weapon, and the values here which kind of damage or type of damage the weapon deals is decided by the blade. So the blade is a sword, which means that the damage type is locked to edge. However, how many points are in there is decided by the grip of the weapon. So if I would change the grip of this Fandango, I could maybe even raise the edged type. And here in this case we have the Tovarish, which is pretty much bad against everything, has physical affinity and is edged. However, here we have example of this Tovarish has another grip equipped, and in this case this grip gives very low edged stats, no piercing stats, but relatively high blunt stats. But as we can see, the Tovarish as an X is still an edged weapon. Okay, so this would be this. Then the next thing is we got a shield, so we will equip this one, just a little wooden buckler. Also another thing that I could explain right now is every piece of equipment except for accessories has a material type. Here these weapons are made of bronze. There are of course better materials for weapons, for example iron or Hagane, which is a special type of steel. Also silver, which is pretty bad material type except for the use against undead enemies. And we have Damascus, which is the highest, or more or less the best material type of these of all these material types for weapons. Then we also have wooden material types and leather material types. In this case we got a leather glove, which has higher defense against attacks, but lower defense against spells. But I will use the leather glove because in the first part of the game, the main damage that we receive will be physical, or more or less will be weapon damage. So I will equip this, or strength damage it is called in this game. Now our next thing would be, did you get anything else? I guess not. Okay, so as you can see, pretty much every body part can be equipped with something. And yeah, okay, I think this the gear is good right now. By using setup we can disassemble weapons or shields and attach gems to weapons and shields, but we don't have any right now, I guess. And also we have no slots for these gems. And these these like blanked out options can only be used in foundries or in workshops, they're called. Okay, so another thing would be the status screen, which shows in the conditions of our body parts. So this is a relatively nice mechanic, because if for example our right arm would be damaged, so in a case damaged such that the status is red instead of this turquoise, then we cannot properly use our right arm anymore, which means our damage goes into the cellar, and which is of course bad. But we can counteract this by healing ourselves. And there are different statuses for every or status inflictments for every body part. As I said, the right arm is damage that we deal is lowered. Left arm is the damage that we, or I think it's block chance if I remember correctly. Head is so lower block chance. Head is lower spell damage. Body is I don't quite remember what body was. I can't quite remember that one. And legs are movement speed, low movement speed. So affects attack defense power, magic attacks on defense against magic attacks, and agility, which means chance to hit and chance to evade. Okay. Then we also have a map system, which I will use as we go on. Then we have some options which can be used. I will use the framed map for better visibility, timing display. Of course, we will use this. This is used for comboing. Weapon status, I will use this. Armor status 2. Cursor memory as it is. Information on, right? Okay, puzzle mode. I will turn this off. Sound output, of course, stereo and vibration. I guess can this be done with my controller? I guess not, but oh well. So and something that is relatively important if you're playing the game for the first time is the quick manual, which is more or less a tutorial. A non-interactive tutorial, more or less just a readme to learn the gameplay mechanics of the game. So many people didn't like the game because they couldn't get a hold of the gameplay mechanics. If someone would read this stuff, they would relatively or would get the game pretty quickly. However, I get if someone doesn't want to read this because it's a lot of stuff in there. So the game is extremely complicated, but if you've played the game a few times, you know it's like the back of your hand. So in this case, we have the insides of this chest, and now I'm gonna save. Gonna do some new data file, make a new data file, and then we will continue with the game. Okay. So here we will encounter our first enemies after the prologue, a bat. And our first block puzzle. This one's pretty easy. Of course, just to get the hang of the mechanics of these simple blocks, which can be lifted up. Now here we have another cutscene. These guys are Crimson Blade guards. Okay. So, I mean, we could like scroll out of a little bit out of the screen to get a better overview of the rooms, but I will not do that, to be honest. It's a little bit, or I'm used to using this this camera point. Okay, so the game immediately explains that wyverns are dragons. Thing with this magic, this so-called magic, is that it is prohibited and seen as black arts. So now we have seen some illusion of some sort, and this so by this the guards recognized us because we made some noise. However, we can just, well, nice crit. We can just quickly dispose of these guys. In this case, these guys are relatively vulnerable to attacks to their heads. However, hitting their heads has a relatively low chance, and in this case I will just attack his arms. He also got an attack in there, which doesn't matter. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, another crit. As you can see, our weapon gained a point in human and lost a point in undead affinity. Don't have anything in here anymore, I guess. So here you can see how the game looks. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And in this case, so the chest over there that I didn't open is just a container in which you can save your spare items and weapons that you don't need, armor that you don't need, stuff like that. And I will just skip this save point because we just had one a few rooms ago. Earthquake with some particle effects and zombies. This bat over here. Gotta get rid of this wolf, which needs 2 hits. Then I've cleaned the room, and now we will. I think there's a trap right here, which I don't want to go step into. here we again see Gildenstern. So Gildenstern and his Crimson Blades are also already in Leomord. She already knows of our that we're here. Okay, so this was sitting in disguise. Just a little bit low right here, because they wear some armor. Physical affinities for the weapon. Okay, he's dead. Another one is right over there. Okay, so here's a ranged weapon, a crossbow. One. That should do him off. Yes. Fortunately, we didn't get any items. Now there's another earthquake. So I guess there should be some stuff over here, if I remember correctly. This wolf a few times. Enemies in here. Not a crit. Got some light affinity. Just relatively strong in the beginning and in the ending of the game. So there is a chest over here. I will gladly take its contents. So we get a crossbow, and we get another glove and some roots. Kind of inclined to equip this this crossbow. I think it's a little bit. Oh no, it's stronger. It's stronger. I will equip this one. Here we have a reinforced glove. What's this? Leather glove over here. And I guess we're done for now. Okay, so some nice weapons. I'm just gonna have a quick look at the stats of this crossbow 7 Fathom. Okay, so physical affinity and piercing 10. So this is pretty much the strongest weapon that we have right now. 12 strength and 10 of some weapon type. But as we can see, we deal less damage than if we used the Fandango, our sword. And this is due to, first of all, maybe this wolf has a higher defense against piercing damage than against edge damage. And also the second thing would be that we've already used our Fandango a few times. This accumulates so-called phantom points, which raise the strength of your weapon the more you use it. And however, you use what they're called durability points, DP, which the more you use the weapon get lowered, and they then lower the damage that your weapon deals. However, I will right now just use this crossbow. I will just show you these DP and PP, so you can see it over here in the left upper corner. Our DP are almost full, our PP are pretty low, and in this case for the Fandango our PP are extremely high, DP are almost full, so this means that of course the Fandango might deal a bit more damage than this crossbow right now. So I will just use the crossbow to raise its PP. Oh, fuck, I just made a mistake. Just have to get over here and use this block to get up here. Now, against some enemies. Okay. Oh, nice crit. Now, we have another block puzzle. We will just use this one to... Whoops. Controller is spazzing out right now. So we'll use this to get up there. Because this door, as we can see on the minimap, is closed. We get the hint that we should maybe use this switch over here. Lever. We'll pull this lever. This door is open for a short period of time. I've got in there, so it's opened from now on. Then we have a cutscene. Another block puzzle. These are just to get used to them. I think we can get up there already. However, I will just yeah, right. So here's a trap with a positive effect, a hill panel. Oh hey, Lordran, how are you doing? Just over here. Just some potions. Some healing items. Now I will again save here. Oh yeah, when was the last time you played it? probably at release or something like that. Okay, so here we encounter our first post Prolog boss. Pretty cool intro, which is a Minotaur. He gets his first hit in there. Now I will just use this crossbow to hit his head, because it takes a lot of damage. It has a little bit of a low hit percent chance, 63% right now, just lowered because of our increased risk. Another hit in there. Okay, now here we have missed. Another miss. So in this case it would be a little bit more, it would be better to use the Fandango. But I just wanted to raise the phantom points of this weapon, so it doesn't really matter. Now we should get a grimoire, which gives us a healing spell. Nice. That's strength +2, which is pretty nice stat. And seals a door and wine cellar. Here we get the grimoire heal, and we get a degenerate grimoire. Okay. First of all, I think I'm gonna use the healing grimoire, because we're a little bit low on health. Gonna use it second time. Now we have this healing spell saved in there. Can use it. Okay. Now I'm gonna open this chest over here. We get another wooden shield and some healing items. Got some consumables. Now we got another shield. I'm not gonna use this right now, because of... Did we get anything else? Because of... I'm using a two-handed weapon right now. Okay, so... the next thing would be another cutscene. So main villain Sydney taunts our main character. I hope you guys can follow the story a little bit. I'm not gonna skip it, mainly because I'm trying to do a story playthrough, and I'm gonna save these videos in my profile. just to have some kind of complete playthrough of Vagrant story somewhere, some videos, some documentation of the playthrough. Okay, so apparently they captured Mellows, partner of Ashley. If there are any questions regarding the game, I'll gladly answer those. Just ask away. Okay, so now I've got battle abilities. Which are pretty important. I think, to be honest, I will just equip the Fandango, because I'm a little bit better at comboing with it than with the crossbow, and I will equip the Pelter Shield. Okay, and now we're going to assign those these battle abilities. Okay, and some defense abilities. This ability prevents paralysis and numbness. Okay, cool. Reflect damage and impact god. Reduces physical damage. Okay. So I'm pretty bad at using these defense abilities. But to be honest, they are not really needed in the game. Here we have a puppet. Here we can train our combos. Relatively bad at them. Sometimes since I played it. And we can raise our affinities. But I will not do that, I'm gonna just save the game right now. But another one. Okay. Wow, okay, I'll deal so much damage right now that I one-shot these wolves. Now I will just go on. Oh, excuse me, I'm kind of tired right now. Okay. Now we've already been in there, so I'm not gonna bother going back there back in there again. Cure bulb. Good. And right now focus this bat. Because it's else it would have probably damaged it. Okay, that was a bit slow. Okay, there's no one. I'm gonna have a quick look at my dashboard. Okay. Okay, back-headed again. Now we can open. So here you can see I've just stepped into a trap. And I did it again because I'm stupid. Gonna heal up. Okay. Going to get back over there. Deal with these guys. Too fast. So now the controller latency is a little bit fucked, to be honest. Playing with pretty bad controller. Not gonna name call the company, but the controller is pretty bad. Okay, now get back in there. Now we can open this door, which was previously, or which was closed by this chamomile sigil. However, now it is open. Okay, so here we meet our next enemy type. Let's hope that we can get the rapier. This was a little bit too slow. Nice. Okay, so we got a rapier. Which is a bit better than the Fandango, mainly because of the higher strength. Second of all, it's a piercing weapon, however with a low piercing value. But I will nevertheless use it because of the higher strength. And I can also use a shield with that, so that's cool. And here we go again. Some more zombies. So here you can see damage is a little bit low again because I don't have any phantom points right now, but I will just gather them. Oh no, I get this. I will get this skill later on. Fortunately. Okay, this one's dead. Now we have to. I guess I will use the Grimoire de Bull just to get its strength defenses down. I will deal a little bit more damage. You can see, which is higher now. Okay, we'll just do 7 chains. Okay, he already died. Mainly because after the 7th chain, your risk meter goes up much faster. So I will counteract this by not going over 7. So here we would have chain abilities or defensive abilities, some new ones. Here we have some MP stuff. I think for right now I will just use a numbing claw to gain some crowd control, some control impairing abilities. This gain life is nothing useful. Now I guess I will just numb this guy. Okay. This was a bit too fast. Cure route. And now something that I will do from time to time is lower my risk by just standing around. While outside of battle mode, because then your meters replenish much faster. Whoops. Fortunately, I'm a little bit bad at comboing today. Okay. Now let's have a look at the PP of my item, of this weapon. In this case it's still not full, so it might be better to use the Fandango, but I will still use this one just to get the PP higher, because in the next room we will again encounter a boss. Pretty easy one. So I guess the stuff here is not useful right now, because we will trigger the cutscene. have our first, I think, Durham called. Some walking armors. They should be evil type, yeah, right. And here I will just use the generation spell. To lower its defense and its attack strength. Nice crit, and the boss is gone. To be honest, right now the game probably seems extremely easy, but that's mainly because I know what I'm doing. If you know what you're doing in the beginning, it's extremely hard, and it just keeps getting harder, so it's not surprising that this game seems a little bit easy. So here we have two elixirs, which give me some HP and some MP. And by that I mean maximum values. And we have another spell, in this case it is an attack spell. Get a breakout. Now I will open this chest over here. We get a rusty nail, which is a spare polar, and we get our first gem, which increases our success rate, or which increases our attack accuracy, and some consumables. Then I will. So a thing that I'm going to mention is these elixirs can be saved for when you're at a save point, because then you can save using the save point, and then you can use these elixirs. They have a, I think it's it's an equal distribution, I guess it's called in English. Equally distributed, that the outcome of these of the usage of these elixirs is equally distributed. This means with equal probability, we get +1, +2, +3, or +4 to the maximum HP or MP, and later on to strength and other stats. So this means if you save and use the item, and you don't get +4 from the item, then you can just reload and use it again, and by that you just re-roll the probability to get +4. So every time you have a 1 in 4, I guess it should be 1 in 4 chance to get +4 to the desired stat. However, in this playthrough I'm not gonna do that, because it takes up a lot of time reloading, saving and reloading to get the maximum stats. In this case I will just use them and hope for the best that I can. Okay, so here we got +2, not that good, but at least not +1. MP up +3, pretty nice. And the next thing I'm going to do is use the grimoire that I've gotten here, the next enemy that I'll find. Here we have another chest tag that I could put stuff into. Here we have a heal panel, here we have a cure panel. Okay, And I'm gonna save. Now, so with the wine cellar out of the way, we are now in the Catacombs. And in here we will just go on, have a look what happens. I'm not gonna try to spoil anything. Okay, so right now we can see a few enemies. Now I'm gonna try to use my Grimoire Lux. This deals light base damage, which is pretty neat in the next few steps, because we will have a lot of enemies, or we will encounter a lot of enemies which are weak against light attacks. Also, it looks pretty cool. Okay. Learn this stuff. Then one thing to mention would be that against skeletons, there's of course is a weapon type which is pretty strong against them, which would be blunt, because it crushes their bones. However, I yet don't have a blunt weapon, which means I'm just gonna use this one right now, because it doesn't really matter, to be honest. So now I unfortunately stepped into a trap. I'd love to have a look if I could do something. Okay. Okay, so the rusty nail is a pretty good weapon. Kind of inclined to use it, but I will not do that. I'm gonna put a gem into the shield. No, I will not. Now, here is a slime. Pretty high defense, because of course they are liquid. And here we have another skeleton. Okay, nice. And I guess I could do this optional area over there, just to get some new items which let me progress a little bit more fluently. Okay, so first of all I'm gonna put this up here. Oh, fucking controller. And I guess this should be it. Yep. Okay. So now with that out of the way, here we have another skeleton with pretty high defenses. Fortunately. Okay, so I could just I've used my Spirit Surge spell, but I forgot about it. This guy did go down pretty fast, so it doesn't really matter. Now, next thing is this chest over here. Now we get a pink squirrel. This is a mace weapon, so a blunt weapon, which is nice for all the skeletons around here. We got another grip, a new armor, new boots, a gem for skeletons, or generally undead enemies, and some things. Okay, nice. I will have a look if if I can attach. No, unfortunately not. However, I will get this Ioka's gem in here to raise my defenses, and I will equip this pink scroll. Relatively high blunt damage to deal with most of the stuff in here. Whoops. Okay. Now. Okay. That's my bad. I don't know why it goes away from me. Okay, so here we can see the damage is still pretty low, but this is because my phantom points are still extremely low. I'm just gonna use my Spirit Surge spell here with 100% hit chance. Okay, nice. Now gonna deal with this bat. Damage is pretty low right now, unfortunately, and I messed up. Okay, so we can't get in there yet. Gonna have a quick look around this room if there's anything I could miss. Nope, there's not. And yeah, I think quite remember which weapon is best suited for the upcoming enemy. I'm just gonna equip my rapier. Cutscene. Introducing this enemy type. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, already we got an Elixir of Kings and another ability. I'm gonna add Dulling Impact. With another chest. Get the Shandy Gaff, which is a two-handed sword, and we get some knuckles, some bronze knuckles, and we get a elixir of Queens. So in this case, right, I forgot to equip the other stuff. So in this case, this gives me really high strength defense. of course. Nope. But we got another body armor, which is a lot better. Some new boots. Yeah, which are a lot better. And we got this two-handed sword, but I think it, if I can remember correctly, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's not really good. Did I get another shield? Nope. And something that I also got was these elixirs. I'm just gonna use them right now. Depending on how much they give me, yeah, just +2 strength, which is bad. And here we get HP up again. +4. Would have been nicer if it was the other way around, but yeah, well, I'm gonna take that anyways. Another cutscene. Okay. Now we're, because of the earthquake, we can go in there. And right now I will... So this guy's taking just a lot of damage. Attacks. Okay, nice. So I guess the natural way right now would be to go over here. And look if there's anything of interest in here. Just trying to get all the chests to make the fights a little bit more easy. Don't really like missing stuff. Okay, so this is good. And now there's this again, a ghost. Phantom. Died. Oh, damn. Now there's a chest up there. Just gonna check something before opening it. Okay. Nice. So what do we get? We get a Soul Kiss, which is a really good weapon against undead type enemies because of the silver. Then we get a new shield, some knuckles, mask, new gems, and some useless. I think I'm not gonna commentate from now on what we get, except it's exceptional stuff. And in this case, I'm gonna equip this Soul Kiss. We got a new shield, this Target, however it's called. I'm gonna have a quick look at its stats. It should be better than the Delta Shield. Okay, so has higher defense against physical attacks, so I'm gonna use that one. New knuckles, of course they're pretty much the same thing. Yeah, well, put them over here. New helmet. Okay, now I'm gonna have a look if I can attach a gem in the... No, I cannot. However, I will do so in my target shield. It's against human types, this is not that good right now. I'm gonna put the Iokas. Okay, now that I've seen everything in here, I will get back out here. Continue on with the story. Oops. Guess I could just drop it over there. Get this one over here. Okay, this should be it. Now, as I said, I'm just gonna use Sulcus. That guys. Also to raise my phantom points. There's a reinforced glove. I'm gonna check it out really quickly. Already have one of those. Not that good. So here we can find our first workshop. Craft armor and weapons. It should be this one over here. Okay, so this is a workshop. Here I can combine stuff with wood, leather, bronze, which I will do right now. So, first thing here is... First of all, I think I'm gonna save right now. Just if I mess anything up in the crafting process, I can just reload. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. It's already 1 o'clock. No. Combine some blades. I don't think that I can get anything useful out of this. Nope. So, something that more or less, as rule of thumb, is more or less just try to combine stuff with the same type of weapon. So just try to combine one-handed swords, just try to combine two-handed swords, just try to combine axes and maces and so on. In this case, I can't really do a lot. No, I can't. I really can't. I'm gonna try some stuff. If there's anything I can do. Would get a goblin club. Already have an iron one. So we can't really get anything out of that. But I could try to combine some shields. What's happening if I combine these two? Okay, nothing really. So we'll give me a worse item. Okay, nice. Already here I would get an upgrade. So I will do this. And then I could have a look if I can combine some armor. Probably not. That doesn't look too promising. We have spare muscle. Could try something like reinforced gloves with knuckles, which would give me a ring sleeve. However, this lowers my agility, so I don't really want to do that. However, I'm gonna disassemble a few things. Gonna disassemble some weapons, rapier, maybe because I want to upgrade it with a new grip. Pink squirrel, nope. I don't think that I really need anything, to be honest. So I'm just gonna keep this stuff, gonna repair my stuff. Then I'm gonna assemble the rapier using the crossguard, just a little bit higher piercing stats. And now I'm going to use the brave heart, I guess. Increase my hit chance. I'm just gonna use the rapier. And what else can we do? Oh right, we can put a gem into our new shield. Gem. In this case, I guess I will do the Iokas because of all the undead enemies that we will encounter right now. And now I will equip it. Shield. Okay, nice. Nice. And for the other stuff, I will just put it into this box, this container over here. Do I have anything? No. Okay, so I will put this Fandango in here, I guess. Torish, I will not need that. I will keep the 7th Heaven, I will keep the Rusty Nail. I'll keep this one. Okay, so I guess I don't really need this one, so I will just discard it. Then with short hilt, which I don't need. Okay, so here we would have swap tilt with higher piercing damage. I'm not gonna use that. Because it doesn't have... Oh, I don't want to. Steal this buckler, steal all this armor stuff that I don't need right now. To be honest, I will never really need it, but I will just keep it. Okay, I'm gonna keep my gems. save this stuff. Then I think I'm gonna push on a little bit more. Okay. Now we can push on forwards. Okay, here, but too fast. He died anyways. Now I'd like to... Oh, right. This is something that I absolutely need. With this I can instill weapons with... confused right now. With yeah, phantom points. There I don't really quite remember where I have to go. Yeah, this one's good. Okay. He already died. Because this weapon is so strong against undead enemies. Nice. And do we have anything in here? Should be something over here, I guess. No. Okay, apparently there's nothing in here. This is a door that I can't enter. Okay. Doesn't matter. We can push forward. So, oh, right. There's a skeleton over here. Jump red. Okay, and though we've already been in here, I'm just gonna open it because you have Craig. Destroyed the hinges. Oh, forgot to push. So, right now, I will equip my rapier. Because there is a fight coming up. To the lizard man. Gonna attack this guy. Okay. Anyways, could we get a glaive? Some iron knuckles, that's nice. Antidote and Lexia. I'm gonna use this one, I guess. Quickly. To increase my HP by 1, what the fuck. And what did we also get? Oh fuck it, can do that later on. Then degenerate this guy. Yep. Okay, just a second, guys. The main man is coming. So, sorry guys, finally back. My mom just came over. To our apartment. Just talk a bit. Whoops. Okay. Now we get an iron spare, a caress, and a sigil, which we need to be able to progress. Okay, so there is no chest in here. No. Now the next thing is not a store. No, not right now. Let's equip the soul kiss. Lots of damage. Come on. The fuck are you doing? Okay. Now I guess I need the stuff. To be able to get up there. I could just, if I remember correctly. No, it's more efficient if I just go over here. Okay. Safe right now. So now the next part would be the sanctum. But I guess I will just take a break right now. I'm gonna be back, I guess, in a bit. See ya then.